Welding industry story time. The story I'm about to tell isn't necessarily ethical or safe or even smart, but it's kind of entertaining and it's kind of funny. I worked in a place where we punched ourselves in and punched ourselves out with a 7-digit code. Everybody had a unique 7-digit code, and every time you were on a different job, you kind of punched out on the current job, then you put the job number in, and then you punched yourself in the job number on like the next job you were going to do. And we would go out for lunch a lot of the time. You know, there were several spots you could choose. There was a fast food restaurant. There was a little local like deli type place where you could get hot things out of the case. And there was a local watering hole, which we went to. They had great burgers and cheesesteaks. And dude knew us by name and drink order and like what we liked on things. So we went there a lot of the time. And sometimes we would imbibe in some beverages. And sometimes we would pitcher race on break. It was just a couple of times, but we did pitcher race. Could we drink a pitcher in the 30 minutes that we've got on break? And the way I often had my beers paid for was that I'd memorized the numbers of about 6 different guys. Usually people peeled out of there right at 12 noon and did their punch outs, although sometimes they would peel right out of the parking lot at exactly lunchtime, and I would stand at the door and punch everyone out. Beep boop bop beep beep, beep boop bop beep boop. And then join them for lunch, and I would sometimes have my lunch paid for. Like, I know it's dumb. Don't tell me it's dumb. I know all the repercussions that could have happened to all of this. I'm not advocating and I'm not condoning anybody doing anything that I say. Don't punch your friends in and out. You're going to lose your job. Don't drink on the job. It's stupid. But the story needs to be told. And so there were a few times we pitcher raced on break while we ate our burgers. I don't know how I survived it now that I'm at the age I am now. And then when it was about time for us to get back to work, I would be the first one in, beep, 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 and I would punch everyone in, and everyone would roll in a few minutes late, but not enough to get caught. Or maybe somebody saw what was going on and decided that that wasn't the hill that they wanted to die on with us, because there were times that we could actually be a menace. I mean, we did good work, but I feel like a lot of the times decent welders in places get treated like that child that just drives you absolutely up the wall, but you don't get on them about every single thing because they do all these other awesome things really well. Like, you want to take care of them and shelter them a little bit, even though they drive you crazy. Some things you need to hold them accountable for, and some things you take a look at and you're like, you know, maybe society will do its job when they get there. Maybe they'll be all right. Oh, those were really good cheeseburgers though. We also used to play hearts at the end of the bar. What was the other one? Setback? One night I had my dog with me for whatever reason. I think I brought my dog to work. It was in one of those really nice seasons where you can have a dog in a vehicle for 8 hours and not feel badly about it. Mild and fresh. And I took him down to the park at the river on lunch, let him go for a little swim, get back in and wait for me to get off of work. And I stopped at the bar after work, and dog figured out how to get out my back window and came running into the bar. Like, oh my God, Gabe, what are you doing? I remember the bartender with his cards at the end of the bar didn't even look up. He kind of, had his cards in front of him, his little round spectacles. He looked over and he saw me yelling at my dog. Shuffling his cards, didn't even care. I finished my drink and then took him home. There was one night that I let a gentleman know why he had the nickname that we had given him, and I didn't realize he didn't know where that nickname came from, and I'm pretty sure he left in a huff. That bar was in a yellow double wide. I kind of miss having nothing to lose once in a while. No, I don't. No, I don't.